Please tell us your name, where you are coming from, and what is your testimony.
My name is Trixie Sibongile. I'm coming from Nelspruit. My testimony is that God blessed me with a new car. It's a car I've been asking since I started even joining this church, but it has been my dream car ever since.
So, yes, please explain to your testimony. You said since you started to join this ministry, you have been asking for the car.
Yes.
So, when did you join? When did you start to join us?
The entire year last year, I started actually while we are still in, I think it's Prince of Chimistin.
Yes.
Yeah, I even attended the Holy Ground services, and I started there. I can't remember the year in question, but the entire 2019 I was in this house.
The reason why we are asking for the time, when did you?
Okay.
We just want to understand and to help other people who might be here and those who may be watching us through the television or any social medias to understand that you have been seeking for something since you joined this ministry. Okay. Until today. Please continue with the testimony.
Okay, to be exact, it's about 18 months looking for this particular car.
Amen.
When Prophet was asking for prayers, he would say, time for praying for cars, I will come forward and he will pray for me for my car. He ultimately got to know that when I'm coming forward, I'm asking for this particular car. And he will only say, Mama, your car. I know my God will do it for you. So, but I was doing the applications with the banks, and I will get declined when I was applying. So I will get discouraged because when I put in my application is declined. And remember, when they do the application, they just don't do to one bank, they do to all banks that are financing cars. So all the time I will get it disapproved. So even if I'll come from the prayer line, I'll go and make an application and then it will be declined. So it was like you are praying, but you're not getting what you are asking God for. And it really got me down, but the prophet kept telling me that you will get your car, you will get your car. So then I made an application one time, and I called Prophet. I said, I'm making my application. And then he just said, in Jesus' name, your car will be approved. But it was never approved. And, you know, that discouraged me all the time. So last year, he even told me, like, I remember when I was asking for prayers for my sister while she was sick. When we are done talking about my sister, he will then tell me that your car, you will get your car before the end of this year. So last year I made an application in December. Or before the application, the prophet told me that I will get my car before the end of the year, which is 2019. So, and I remember the last application that I did, it was declined, and it was somewhere in November, in June. So I had to wait for about 3 months before I could put in another application, because before then I didn't know that as I'm putting in application, my credit score was going down because of the declines. So I waited for a period of 3 to 6 months, and then in December, then I put in the new application. So the car that I was looking for, it was a BMX 6. That was my dream car, and it's still my dream car. So I put in the application, and when Prophet gave the testimony in December, he said, before the end of the year, you will get your car. It increased my faith. So I went in, put in the application for the BMX 6, and my car was approved.
Amen.
So, and I remember when I got the call that my car was approved, I was in a shop, and I kept saying, yes, yes, yes. And people were like checking me with whether I'm okay in my head or not, because I kept saying yes, and every time they were talking me, I'll just, and they wouldn't understand what was the reason, because the car was approved. So they said, we've emailed you the documents, go in and check them, and when you're satisfied, initial all the pages and sign and send them back for the car to be released. So I went in and then checked everything. Obviously, I was just excited. I just checked my details if everything was captured correct, and then I was happy. Then I called the salesman. He said, no, it's fine. Are you happy with the installment? And then when I went to the installment, I was like, dazed to say, is it this amount or they didn't capture it? And then I called, he said that is the amount. So the installment was saying 32,000, and to me it was too much. I couldn't afford that installment. So I called in and said, okay, let's get the last balloon payment and see what the installment it will be. And then the last balloon said 28,000. That was still heavy for me. So because of the installment amount, I couldn't afford my dream car. Then I waited for a day and then put in another application, and then the car was approved. And this time it was a VW Tiguan. It's a full house. So that one was approved. So, and remember the prophet said before the end of the year I would get the car. So when I made that application, it was the last week of December, and then the car was released yesterday.
Hallelujah. So you are explaining to us that, okay, since you started to come to this ministry maybe in 18 months ago, then you have been praying for the car.
Yes.
And you have been telling the men of God that, prophet of the house, please help me, I want the car.
Yes.
And the car that I want is X6.
Yes.
You said you have been applying for that car,
yes,
and they've been declining to all the banks.
Yes.
Isn't so?
Yes.
But the previous time you said when you applied for the car, so then after talking to the men of God, they approve you.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
So please tell us, when they were declining your car and now you said now they come to the point whereby they approve the car, was in your working place, did you got the promotion or they increase your salary to make you to qualify for the vehicle?
No, I've been in the same level since I started.
You have been in the same level.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Amen. So the reason why I'm asking this, I want other people to understand that grace in this house works.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Grace in this house, it works for your benefits. Amen. Hallelujah. She said she has been looking for the vehicle, the same vehicle that she's looking for. She has been declined, but after the way that now she get enough is enough, the prophet said this time they will approve it. Hallelujah. Amen. She said she have applied for the vehicle and they approve it. And you said you were happy and excited.
Yes.
About the car that you wanted in your life, that I want to drive this vehicle.
Yes.
But you said when you go to the garage, you'd spoken to the salesperson, then you were checking all the documents if they've captured it right, isn't right?
Yes.
Then when you look, you realize that, okay, no, with the installment, is this the amount that you need to work on? They said yes. You said no. This one now, I'm choosing not to go for this one.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
But the car that you wanted, it has been approved.
It was approved.
If you wanted, you should have taken it.
Yes.
Put the hands together. Hallelujah. Amen. So now you realize that, you know what, you don't want to go for this one. Then you need to put another application for another vehicle.
Yes.
The word it has been spoken that before the end of this year, you will get a vehicle,
yes,
which is last year 2019.
Yes.
You said it was in the last week of December,
yes,
that you went and applied for another vehicle.
Yes.
Then when you apply for another vehicle, it has been approved.
Same time, no fussy.
So same time, right in the spot.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
It took us about 5 minutes or so.
It took about 5 minutes.
Yes.
You said now you drive the same car, yes, that it has been approved last year, and you took the same car. You are driving it. Yes. You said it's a VW Tiguan.
Yes.
That's what you said.
Yes.
Put the hands together. And you said it's a full house. That one.
Full house.
That's what you said.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Please tell us. Some of us we do not know what is a full house is. Hallelujah. Please tell us.
It's an automatic,
yes,
it's a 4-motion. You can choose to use driving on a gravel road or slippery ground and on the normal road, even on ice. So we don't have ice or snow here in South Africa. But it has those 4 motions, so you can do that. It has a sunroof. It's the top of the range of...
Hallelujah. Put the hands together for the glory of the Lord. Put the hands together for the glory of the Lord. Yes, when someone is testifying, he's encouraging our faith.
Amen.
You know, some of us do not know what the full house is, you know. So we need to understand. Some of us, they talk about the full house, we are thinking about the apartment we are staying in the house. Hallelujah. That is a full house. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
So we understand, ma'am. Please tell us the word of encouragement. What can you say at the end of 2019, as the man of God has spoken the word that this year it will never cross to 2020 with your blessing? You will receive it at the end of this year.
Okay. When I got my R-line, I said to Satan, you are defeated. And I'm going to testify about this because it has been a challenge to me. And I was sitting waiting in God and expecting good answers, but they were not coming forward. It also tested whether I was a good believer or not a believer, but I believed because when prophet says things, I've been seeing people testifying and they came to pass. And it was an issue of God's time in my case. So I just want to tell the house and everybody to say, when you wait, just believe that God's time is the best.
Amen. And put hands together.